You're in the middle of a conversation, and while the other person is still talking, there's another voice in your head. It's already preparing your response, judging what they just said, and quietly narrating everything happening around you. You're not even fully there. You're split, half present, half somewhere else entirely. And the strange part, you've been doing this your whole life, every single day, without anyone ever telling you what it actually means. This isn't just being in your head. This is something your brain might be relying on more than you realize. Most people just call it overthinking. They tell you to be more present or stop living in your head. But that advice never really lands, because what's happening inside you isn't a bad habit. It's not a character flaw, and it's not even anxiety. Not exactly. People like you, people with a constant inner voice, don't just think differently. They experience reality differently. Here's what's actually happening. Your brain has something called the default mode network. Don't worry about the name. Just think of it as the part of your brain that turns on when the outside world goes quiet. For most people, it drifts. Random thoughts, loose daydreams. But for you, it doesn't drift. It builds. It replays. It simulates. It narrates. And without realizing it, you start living not just in reality, but in the version of reality your mind keeps creating. You rehearse life before you live it. Before a difficult conversation, before sending a message, before walking into a room, you've already lived it in your head. Different versions, different outcomes. You said the right thing. You fixed the mistake. You handled it perfectly. And you felt this, that quiet sense of relief when reality follows the script you practiced. But sometimes the rehearsal never ends, and you're still preparing for something that already happened. Your brain is trying to finish what was never finished. That one conversation, the one that didn't end right. You didn't say what you needed to say, or maybe you said the wrong thing. Your brain doesn't like that, so it brings it back, again and again and again, until you finally say the perfect thing in your head. And here's what most people don't realize. The more you replay it, the more real it starts to feel. You don't just feel emotions, you explain them. Why did that bother me? Was that actually rude? Am I overthinking this? You're not just feeling, you're translating your emotions into words. And that's powerful. But when the voice never stops, you never fully rest. Think about this for a second. When was the last time your mind was completely quiet? You're having conversations that never happen, full arguments, perfect explanations, moments where you're finally understood, even if no one else is actually there. And at some point, this stops being just thinking and starts becoming a place you go to instead of reality. Inside your head, you control everything. Real conversations are messy, unpredictable, but here, everything goes the way you want, and that control feels safe. But there's a cost. You start missing moments, not in obvious ways, but quietly. You're there, but not really there. This isn't a flaw. This is something your mind built to protect you, to process things, to prepare you, to make sense of what you feel. It worked. But ask yourself this, what are these conversations giving you that real life isn't? And what would happen if you slowly started bringing that into the real world? Because the voice in your head isn't the problem. It's the part of you that never felt fully heard. If you're someone who lives more in your mind than most people realize, this channel is for you. Subscribe, and I'll help you understand it.